Rico Salmela now up into second place, right on Uriarte's tail.
This is
a different man. This is not the Rico we saw.
So, plenty of pace left for all these guys, I would say.
Yeah, and Uriarte, who made that mistake, drifted wide. He's now seen
Keyless once again.
And something that's really different so far. I haven't seen the guys go on the green. That was a mess yesterday. This is the Rico that could win this one.
Been writing a piece for RedBull.com about where
He's a little bit stuck back in sixth place. Okay, there's still 5.5 laps remaining, but he's completely for almost for half the field early in the race yesterday.
I mean, thank goodness, otherwise I think Danny Rabaus would be getting a wet fish. They now the Born Races, the documentary series following the riders from last year, and I managed to say in it, Rico
more or less back where he was in the race yesterday, not being able to perhaps run those own lines that
the local market slapping him with it if they continued that today.
Yeah, a very different race indeed. Superb, and it is.
He's a far more aggressive character this year than he was last. He's certainly proving me right here today.
That's right, and so very long gearing requires.
Sort of wonder with 6 laps to go, are they just sort of taking it easy on the tyres? You see
still Brian Uriarte, but he's under pressure from the 83 of Alvaro Carpe.
Oh, he's so close to his rear wheel.
Pratama with the fastest lap of the race so far.
Veda has indeed caught the lead. He's just running such higher corner speed through there then, but yeah, it's Bill Peter, goodness me, yeah. Millimetre perfect almost.
And you know, I said these
leading quintet. They are now 6 riders battling for this win then. We're going to see the real tone change in a couple of laps time. They cross the finish line now. 5
guys are clever enough to know what they're doing, and they're showing it now. An absolutely superb display from all 3 of them.
Very special indeed. What? Carpe telling Veda to slow down or something like that. There's laps to go. I think next time they come around, it's going to all go off.
Yeah, and that group now, they've risked.
Over the line we come then, neck and neck. Carpe moves back into the lead, but ain't like be patient or something like that. They don't want Brian to fully get away, do they?
No, they don't, but establish a bit of an advantage over the chasing pack.
Not for long, Uriarte just lets the brakes off. The others are catching them then. The fastest lap of the race was the one.
Yeah, as you say, the pace, you know, you wonder whether these guys have got something up their sleeve, because the pace.
Uriarte back on the case. 4th position for him. Kilo's moved up into 2nd place, but it's still Carpe. 145.5. This is significantly slower than we were at this point yesterday, Peter.
Yeah, well, the track temperature is way down. I don't. This isn't what it was yesterday.
But Veda, very consistent. Another 144 point out front. He's very, very good at this, leading races, isn't he? Generally,
he is, and I mean, you know, that's what's making the difference. But of course, very different track temperature, a different time of day, different weather completely.
9 for him. That is just a couple of tenths quicker than Rico Salmela last time around. Still the only rider.
This last year, he led so much of race 1, led so much of race 2, and
riders were able to go 1.3 seconds faster in the race yesterday. That was Maximo Quiles on an absolute setting 144s.
Still Brian Uriarte, a very smooth run out front. Got a 1st and a 2nd. He knows how to lead races, particularly here. He's very, very happy doing it.
Mission a 144.2. You can see the difference with that 145.5.
And Chiesi, I think you know, Carpe's allowed himself to get dropped back to 5th place. I don't know if he should be quite.
Pini looking up the inside of Pratama. There he goes. He's into 6th position now.
He's getting back on terms with that leading trio. He's dragged Rico Salmela with him, and soon it'll be a whole quite happy with that. And as I say that, he's moved back up to 4th.
As we see Peroni go over track limits on the exit of turn 3. Keeping our moodly Chris.
A whole bunch of about 10 or 15 guys battling for the lead again.
Oh, Kevin Farkas has gone down. That's a shameful.
Chies is there in 2nd, ahead of Rico Salmela, then Carpe.
Daniel Jr. and Giulio Pugliese off the back there. They're ready to pick up any pieces that may fall in their favour. Technically the local rider, the Hungarian, plenty of support for him this weekend. He had a great result yesterday. That's a shame. Alex Famara has had a long lap penalty. Relatively local rider, the Swiss rider.
They're a 2.5 seconds behind, and that could change.
What was their pace last time around? 145.0.
Yeah, best result. He was at 11th, best result of his season yesterday. Shame to see him in the gravel this morning.
Or the Talent Cup former rider there, he's down in 20th space. So they were a couple of tenths quicker, actually, than your leaders, so they could well be catching them up come the end of this one.
Right, still with Brian Uriarte, but he's got Carpe
piece at the moment.
And Carpe, whoa, up the inside there, just asked a couple of people to go from, I think, 4th to... Okay, they got that 2.5 seconds to make up, and certainly Rouchet's got his head. Peroni and now Kiers on the and they've dropped the others. Second, superb. He doesn't want to see Brian get away at all, and has got back on the tail. Down.
Pini versus Pratama. I mean, whatever.
By a bit, Chies and Salmela. So it's a leading 5 now of the fellow Spaniard. Wow, that was superb.
So Pini does this weekend. He's got his rookie season off to a very solid start, hasn't he? Ultimately. Rocher Moodley has a track limits warning, and I say I'm keeping an eye on Morelli. The
side by side, and he takes the lead. Yesterday's winner. Well, how can you go one better? Chies now up into second place, pressing Carpe. I wonder if it's he's decided that he stayed off the green.
25. I mean, 14th is not what you'd expect from him. He's clearly not feeling in the groove today.
But it's then winning one race in the weekend, you make it a double, and here he goes. Almost as though enough, and it's time to turn the wick up.
He can do it without going on the green as well. He proved that yesterday. It's Brian.
He's decided this is the time I'm going to really push, and let's see if he's had something up his sleeve. 8 laps to go. It's funny, that's been his season, hasn't it? You know, great race, not so great race. It's really quite strange, but it's still.
Arte
where did he come from?
To first. Goodness me, Brian. Wow, then he goes straight. Someone else that's pushing is the 94. Guido Pini's found his groove. Fastest lap of the race to him last time around.
Is the 51 of Brian Iriarte, who has the advantage. That's the pack that's chasing to try and get back on terms with them.
That was an overly ambitious move. And Carpe nearly swipes his front wheel. Goodness, 3/10 of a second quicker than Veda Pratama previously. Then could we be seeing 6 riders become Daniel Jr. had a big moment coming out of turn 9.
Touches the green, and he goes from trying for first to back for 4th
place. I've never seen anything like 7 towards the end of this one. We're only halfway through the race, Peter.
Yeah, that's right. Now you saw the number 28. So
he's still there.
Good. Across the line again, it's a slipstreaming battle there.
Like that before, to be honest with you. A rider goes from 3rd to 1st to 4th in a space of 2 corners.
Well, you can't there. Maximo Chies go off on the blue. That is the blue. So I don't think he's going to get penalised for there. The 83 of Alvaro Carpe pulls out of Brian Iriarte's slipstream, but can't go. You can't say he's not trying.
No, absolutely not. Chies,
way off
you
on
said
the green.
Didn't you? He's not.
It's not the green. That's you know, it's a different thing.
Another rider who has been penalised though is Evan Belford. He's
fast on the brakes.
Rico is with him then. He's got to make amends up. Any track limits warnings. He said, well, I've got a few in my pocket now. That's not how it works. Well, down in 22nd at the moment. He's been given a long lap penalty for exceeding track limits like Famara. After yesterday, how annoyed was he when you spoke to him after the race?
He was just detuned. You know, he wasn't. As you say, you said it was going to kick off. Well, it has. In biggest style, it's kicked off. Yeah. What you would do, of course, if you ridiculously went over the blue and ran off the